Let's bring our question of the day now, and this morning we're asking you to engage us on this. Now, what's your opinion of Julius Malema slamming EFF members who bowed down in front of him?
Sure, that's an interesting one. All right, at Morning Live SABC, that's where we're checking our Twitter handle 081. I'm just going to say it because I'm going to say it. No one uses it, but we're begging you. Come on, it's December. Send us a video message. 081.
We know some of you are at home.
I know. we can see you. 7328421. Let us know, please. Remember, the EFF are going to be our guests at 6:35, talking about the conference, that
People's Assembly.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to that conversation, but get involved with it in any which way you like. But highlighting the Julius Malema slamming EFF members who bowed down in front of him. Let us know what you think of that.
Right, let's take a look at some of the news stories in our diary. The Democratic Alliance and the African National Congress, they will square up in the High Court over the controversial motion of no confidence, which resulted in the removal of Tshwane Mayor Stevens Mokgalapa and the council speaker there, Katlego Matebe.
Two sisters aged 15 and 21 are accused of stabbing their mother to death at the weekend. They will appear in court in KwaZulu-Natal today.
Right, moving on to trending topics. And first up, hashtag Julius Malema. And as you can imagine, the Second National People's Assembly, so you've got people talking about Julius Malema since the start of that conference, and you could argue it's an everyday thing anyway. But of course, you know, from there and speaking to our question of the day and the EFF's Second People's Assembly concluding yesterday. So quite a bit of talk about Julius Malema, various
issues coming around there. I think one of the big ones, of course, was the statement of building a school. And I know that a lot of people were talking to and wanting to call it the Winnie Mandela Madikizela Mandela School, and it'll be built in Alexandra. That was a big talking point. So amongst a lot of issues, that was, I think, the one that really sort of resonated with a lot of people, and they were talking to that. So Julius Malema, the big trending topic this morning. The next trending topic on that list is
Thabo Mbeki.
Yeah. So we actually had the story in the news, and we didn't run it this hour. I'm hoping we'll run it in the next hour. But the big story is that former president, South Africa's president, Thabo Mbeki, held talks with Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa in Harare. And Mbeki last visited Zimbabwe for former President Robert Mugabe's memorial service in September. Sophie Mokoena filed a report. She has that story for us, and I think that's got everyone talking.
Yeah. So he met with President Emmerson Mnangagwa. He also met with the MDC leader, Nelson Chamisa.
Yes.
And essentially, Mbeki is asking SADC to back Zimbabwe. And, you know, there were mixed reactions to that, because speaking to the issue of sanctions and saying that should be escalated. But, you know, some people are like, no, we don't want Mbeki, because Mbeki was part of the problem in terms of landing Zimbabwe where it is. You know, remember the days of quiet diplomacy. Even now, Mbeki is saying, well, what needs to happen is that people need to respect, you know, the outcome of the election that landed them this government. And he was quoted. This is what he had to say. We must, all of us, respect the view of the people. If people have queries, they must go to the courts. All of our countries in the region have a provision that we launch our complaints in courts. And once the courts make a ruling, we will respect that. Unquote. That's what Thabo Mbeki had to say.
Okay.
And some people are saying, well, he is legitimizing an illegitimate government, because you can imagine some would be unhappy with Mnangagwa and his administration. But, you know, quite a lot of talk about what Thabo Mbeki had to say. But also, interestingly, Grace Mugabe, the former First Lady, she had also, at some point a few weeks ago, tried to, you know, ask for some intervention between the Mugabes and the government, and asking if maybe Thabo Mbeki could intervene in that situation. So all of this happening, and this is why Mbeki is trending his visit to Zimbabwe.
All right, interesting one. Okay, and then our final one is Burna Boy. This time doesn't seem like It's AKA and Burna Boy.
No,
not this time. He's up
No
there.
tour.
And apparently it's all got to do with streaming, and they're
yeah.
saying that Burna Boy has 12.159 million Spotify monthly listeners. It's the highest in Africa ever, despite Spotify not being available in Nigeria. Now that is one achievement, and 49 other African countries. It only has operations in 5 African countries: Algeria, Egypt, Morocco, South Africa, and Tunisia. That is unbelievable. Honestly, that is, for somebody who is Nigerian, still having a huge following around the continent, and all of those numbers. Brilliant.
And then, of course, he comes in at number 81 on Billboard's 100 best songs of 2019. So that's no mean feat.
No, it's brilliant, absolutely. And it says as well, I mean, we're just throwing a whole bunch of facts at you, but these are the reasons why he's trending. African Giant, his album, is the most streamed album in Africa in 2019. It currently has 61.7 million streams on Audio Mac and ranks number 11 worldwide. So, and these are big numbers we're talking to. So,
well done to Burna Boy.
Yeah, go for it. Well done.
Great numbers there.
Indeed.
All right, let's leave that with our trending topics.